Hey Cowboys Nation, what's up? This is Alex, and before we jump into today's massive update, listen, I gotta say this because I see it every single day. Most of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel, and I am giving you daily Cowboys updates, injury news, film breakdowns, player analysis, and everything happening inside the team we love. So if you enjoy this type of content and you want to stay ahead of every other Cowboys fan out there, make sure to subscribe right now because it really helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you these deep, detailed breakdowns. And now let's jump into the story everybody is talking about, because Cowboys Nation, we witnessed something special today. We are breaking down Quinnen Williams' Dallas Cowboys debut against the Raiders and why, based on the film, he looked like an absolute destructive force, a player who walked in and instantly changed the identity of this defense. And trust me, once you hear what I'm about to tell you, you are going to see this man in a completely different way. So stay with me and don't skip, because this is one of the craziest defensive debuts we have seen in a long time. And from the moment Quinnen Williams stepped onto the field in a Dallas uniform, you could feel something different. You could feel the energy shift, and the Raiders' offensive line looked uncomfortable before the ball was even snapped. And who can blame them, because every single snap, whether it was run game, pass rush, gap control, or stunts, you could see Quinnen Williams making his presence known immediately. And when I say immediately, Cowboys Nation, I'm talking about the first quarter, first drive, first set of plays. He didn't ease into the game. He didn't test the waters. He jumped in like a monster, waiting for this moment his entire career. And you know how sometimes a player needs a few games to settle into a new system. Not Quinnen, not even close. This guy looked like he had been in Dallas for years. And when you watch the film, the first thing that stands out is his power. Not normal power, not average NFL power, but power that collapses pockets like a car-crushing machine. And there was a play early in the game where the Raiders center and guard tried to double-team him, and he still pushed both of them backwards like they were toddlers. And remember, these are NFL linemen, 300 pounds each, but Quinnen made them look tiny, and the pressure he generates up the middle is insane. And what makes that dangerous for opposing offenses is that quarterbacks hate interior pressure. Edge pressure lets them step up, blitz pressure lets them slide, but when someone is in your face, instantly collapsing the middle of the pocket, the quarterback panics. And that is exactly what happened to the Raiders multiple times, because you could see their quarterback rushing throws, changing his launch point, throwing off his back foot, and speeding up his mechanics simply because Quinnen Williams was barreling straight toward him. And it wasn't just power, Cowboys Nation, it was technique. His hand placement is elite. His first step is violent. His ability to disengage from blocks is faster than Eve ever seen, even compared to his best seasons. And there was a moment in the second quarter when the Raiders tried running a zone run to the right, and Quinnen read it, immediately shed his blocker like he wasn't even there, and exploded down the line to shut it down for almost no gain. And those are the plays championship defenses need. Those are the plays we have been missing inside. And I know some Cowboys fans were worried earlier this offseason about the defense losing players and leadership and power up front, but with Quinnen Williams stepping in like this, that worry is gone. Completely gone. And another huge thing from the film is how much attention he demanded. The Raiders started putting two guys on him almost every snap, and you know what that did? It freed up everyone else, and Micah Parsons got cleaner lanes, and DeMarcus Lawrence got more one-on-one chances, and even the linebackers attacked downhill faster because the interior gaps were more controlled. And Quinnen didn't just dominate individually, he elevated the entire front seven, and that is what elite defensive tackles do. They don't just produce numbers, they change the geometry of the offense, and they force offensive coordinators to adjust their game plan on the fly. And you could tell the Raiders had no answer. They tried doubling him, that failed. They tried cutting him, that failed. They tried play action to slow him down, that failed. Everything they tried felt like a panic move, and Quinnen still won. And that's the scary part, when a player is so good that even the right counter doesn't work. In Cowboys Nation, let me tell you the part that shocked me the most. It wasn't his power or technique or ability to break double teams, it was his motor. Quinnen Williams played with fire. He chased plays down from behind. He kept rushing even when the ball went out fast, and most interior linemen don't chase plays 8 yards outside the numbers, but he did over and over. And that effort is contagious when your biggest guy is also your hardest worker. The entire defense elevates, and you could see it. The Cowboys defense played faster and tougher, and they played like a group that suddenly knew we can bully people again. And that swagger, that identity, that presence, Quinnen brought it instantly, and we have been missing that kind of force for years. This Team is at speed, finesse, and athleticism, but not a violent interior destroyer, and now we finally have one, and one of my favorite plays came late in the first half. The Raiders tried a quick set pass thinking they could get the ball out before Quinnen got in, but the second the ball was snapped, Quinnen beat the guard with a nasty club swim move, exploded into the backfield, and forced the quarterback to throw early into tight coverage, and even though it wasn't a sack, it absolutely created the incompletion, and that type of impact doesn't always show up on the stat sheet, but it changes the entire game, and he had multiple almost sacks that led to bad throws, stalled drives, and pure frustration for the Raiders offense, and you could see their offensive linemen shaking their heads like, what are we supposed to do with this guy? And honestly, I don't think there is an answer, because right now, based on what we saw in this debut, there might not be an answer for him at all. And something else I want to point out is how smoothly Quinnen fit into the Cowboys scheme. He didn't look confused or hesitant. He didn't overthink anything. His reads were clean and his reactions were fast, and that tells me the coaching staff prepared him very well, and that Quinnen is locked in mentally, because you don't play this fast this early unless you are mentally sharp and physically ready. And Cowboys fans, that is a huge sign for the rest of the season, and if this is how he looks now, imagine how he is going to look after a month in this system. Imagine how he will look when he and Micah Parsons start mastering stunts together. Imagine how he will look when offensive lines have to choose between doubling him or doubling Micah. Someone is going to lose that matchup, and it won't be Dallas. And the vibes on the sideline were different too. You could see the energy he brought, guys celebrating with him, hyping him up, feeding off the chaos he created. And chaos is the perfect word, because that is what he brought: violent, powerful, unstoppable chaos that makes life miserable for quarterbacks. And this was just a debut, a preview, a tiny taste of what's coming. And if this is the preview, Cowboys Nation, buckle up, because this defense is about to look scary. And let me say this straight: if Quinnen Williams keeps playing like this, he is going to be one of the biggest reasons the Cowboys win games this season, because a dominant defensive tackle is a game changer, someone who can take over drives, quarters, and entire games, and he ruins plays for the offense before they even start, and the film shows it clearly. No guessing, no hype, no exaggeration, just dominance. And Cowboys Nation, let me know in the comments what you thought about Quinnen Williams' debut. Did he surprise you? Did you expect this level of destruction this early? And are you excited about what he brings to the Cowboys defense moving forward? I want to hear your thoughts. And before we wrap up, if you enjoyed this breakdown and you want more film studies, injury updates, and Cowboys news, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Don't miss out. I drop videos every single day, keeping you ahead of every other Cowboys fan out there. This is Alex. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cowboys Nation, let's ride.